Okay, well, let's bring on our beautiful Angie Hamilton. How are you, friend?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, it's so good to see you. So, Angie, let me ask you this. What was your life like before you found me? What were you struggling with?
I have wanted to have a school of my own for a really long time, and was doing all this research, and there was always you have to find sponsors, you have to find people that are, and I was like, we can't do that. So I've been teaching fourth grade at the same school for the fourth year at that school, and I kept seeing the Facebook ad, and I kept saving it. You know how you save things, and it was like every now and again I'd go through the save things, like cleaning things out, and I go, no, I'm going to keep this here. And then just one more, like 5 or 6 times I saved it, and then one morning I just went, I'm getting it. And then I got the book, and it came to me probably right before the October training, but then I got COVID and I was sick for 2 weeks, and I missed all of that.
Mm.
So I read it. So I was getting well. I read it, and then I read it again, and then I read it a third time, and now it's all taped up. My book is like taped up because I've read it so many times. And
I
during the
love it.
challenge, I've read it 2 more times. But so I just got to thinking, if somebody can show you how to do it, why would you not let them show you how to do it?
Hmm.
So that's why I decided to jump in the challenge, and I played around with it myself, a little bit, just in the free group. And then, I got the thing from you. It was like, well, this is good, but why don't you do it in the challenge? And so I said, well, I'm not going to do it myself if I can do it with help. So
Yeah.
I jumped in there. It was probably one of the most terrifying and exciting things at the same time that I have ever done because I never do anything for myself. So
Mhm.
here I am doing something for me.
I love that. And so I think as women, would you agree that we have poured into others like unselfishly,
Oh,
nonstop
yeah.
our entire life?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, we do that for our kids. We do that. I'm doing that for kids at school, and we've done that in everything that I've ever done. Oh, yeah, absolutely. When I was married, I was, it was always the priority was always the other person, and it was
Mm.
just like you never do that for yourself. And I don't think we're even taught to do that. I think I've done a better job. That my daughters are better at that, way better at that than I am, and I don't even know. I didn't show them that. I think it's just maybe a different generation. But yeah, no, I never do anything for myself.
Mm.
You always think, well, I'll get that for them, and I won't do. I mean, like, I don't know. Maybe I'm not the only one. Like, who buys new clothes for themselves? You'll buy it for your kids all day. You
Yeah.
don't do that for you.
Yeah.
So
Well, yeah, and we'll sacrifice to no end for
mhm,
like making sure our kids don't go hungry, our kids are
absolutely,
okay. Right. And it's like,
absolutely.
who's feeding our soul, right?
You're feeding mine right now, so and all
Well,
these
you're
other
feeding ours.
and all these other people. So, and it's been a really long time because, like, I'm living like across the country from where I live. Been out here for 5 or 6 years, and I came out here because my daughter came to school here, and my mother died. She had cancer, and I took time off to care for her. And after she died, I had given up my teaching job. There were no teaching jobs in Georgia. She's like, "Mommy, there's teaching jobs here. Come be with me." So I came out here, but I don't have a circle of friends here. I mean, I have colleagues, but I don't like go to lunch with them or have coffee with them or anything like that. And it's like all of a sudden in 2 weeks, I'm like, I have people that are like text messaging me, like not in the group, like let's switch phone numbers. I have found friends in the last 2 weeks.
I love
So,
that. Yes.
so
Friends, absolutely. And sisterhood, right? For
yeah,
sure.
yeah. And I don't even have a close relationship with my own twin sister anymore. So it's good to have people that are saying you can do this.
Yeah.
So
That is
yeah,
beautiful.
this has been probably the most amazing 2 weeks I can remember. I don't even know, decades, seriously.
So and we don't have a 6-month journey for you yet. I can't wait to have this conversation again, but let's backtrack. Let's go 2 weeks because 2 weeks was the beginning ish of the 7-day challenge.
Right,
And I know there
right.
was some work done before that, but let's start at the 7-day challenge. And for the past 2 weeks, I want or actually, you know what? Let's because there's some pre-challenge. I think that kind of began the process with you of
Right,
like
right,
changing. So let's
right.
go back before the pre-challenge, like right before the pre-challenge, maybe like 3 weeks. What was Angie like back then?
I think that I did not believe that impossible things could happen, that what the world was telling me was impossible. I think I was listening to voices saying, well, you can't do this. They did a great job with it, but you can't do this.
Mm.
And I think going through the challenge, you have to look at the things that happen to you. You kind of force us to kind of go back in and say, why am I where I am right now? And it's icky and it's yucky and it brings up all kinds of emotions and things that you didn't want to. But I think, just trying to having to see what I went suppressing and not facing and not cleaning out and clearing out. That's where I was before I started. And now it's like I'm here trying to continue cleaning it out. But I think I've made more progress on me in 2 weeks than I have, like I said, in decades.
Holy cow.
It's just the things, just the little things, like when you said, what was your happiest moment? And I think that was the first thing that you ever commented. I mean, I couldn't remember. I was thinking, I don't know, when my kids were born, they're like 29 and 30. I mean, it's not like I wasn't unhappy every day of my life, but it was like consistent long periods of being happy and feeling fulfilled. I didn't know where they were. And that, when I looked at that and I thought, gosh, that's awful. But then I was like, well, now you have the opportunity to change that.
Yeah.
Because I want to get up every day and say, I'm happy to get up and do what I do.
Yeah. It's kind of like an onion. Like, this is how I liken
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
self, I don't know, the things we got to work on with ourselves. It's like with an onion, there may be a lot of stuff we got to work on with ourselves, but right now, the only thing we can work on is like the first layer.
Mm-hmm.
And we just work on that, and when we start like, okay, we've worked on it and we're going to keep going. Okay, then maybe we can circle back and get that next layer, but it's like a
Mm-hmm.
continual process.
It
So
is.
you have not gotten any signups, correct?
I have not. I had about 10 people share it, which was way more than I thought. And really, I had that one moment that I was like, everybody was saying, oh, I sign up. And I thought, well, I didn't. And then I said this to somebody today, and I don't remember who I said this to. You want the students that you're supposed to have. You don't want just any students. That sounds mean, but if you think about it, there are students that are there for you, that are coming to this for you. So I'm waiting for them. I wrote down, my daughter, Lindsay, is a very wise person. And she said, you write down, thank you, thank you, thank you for the 40 or 50 students that are coming for me. And you put it in an envelope. And when you get it, you open that envelope and there it is. And this is what she does. She's like a major manifester.
Yeah.
So she's been like a huge cheerleader for me through all of that. But that's what I did. I wrote it down this morning. I was like, thank you for the 50 students that are coming to me. So
I
we'll see
think
that they're coming.
then that's huge. And a lot of people like are confused about like, oh, manifesting stuff. Like that's just mojo. Like that's woo-woo stuff. I'll tell you the difference. And I think you maybe just helped me understand the difference right now. Because I didn't used to believe in any of that stuff. Like mindset stuff,
Mm-hmm.
I'd be like, psh, let me go learn skills and talents.
Right.
And my mind's fine, right? No. Anyways, once that all changed, here you literally, I think, just identified this for me. The difference between and I'm gonna lose it. The difference between like manifesting and like not is what thoughts you allow in your mind. Which
Yes.
ones control you? Rather, which ones control you? Either if you're like woo woo, whatever, like I don't got money, I don't whatever. Those are the thoughts. They're the negative thoughts that are keeping you exactly where you are versus manifesting thoughts, future casting, dreams, like big audacious goals, compelling futures. When you fill your mind with that, it's so positive, you know, that's what you allow yourself to consume. You put it pushes out the negative because you're consuming all the positive. So like it's
Right.
like a mindset shift thing. It's not just like people are like, how do I manifest stuff? It's what do you feed? Are you feeding the negative voices or are you feeding the positive?
Right, right. And it's like it goes back there to, I think it's a verse in Matthew in the Bible where Jesus says, as a man thinketh, so he
Yep.
is. So,
Yep.
so if you're thinking I can't do anything, then you can't. And that's
That's
not
right.
that's not weird or strange. That's just learning how to think.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and I think it's Henry Ford, whether you think you can or you think you can't.
can't.
You're
Mm-hmm.
right. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
so true.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what would you say to anybody who's still hashtag on the fence?
Do it. It's And I mean, because like now in the 30-day challenge, yeah, I have moments of confusion. I had moments of confusion today. I was like trying to figure things out, but you know what? I can go and ask. Someone knows the answer. Somebody's been there and done everything I've done. Don't wait, just do it. It's important. You need to invest in yourself. You need to have help, because you're right. When Joy says you can't do it by yourself, you can't, because it's too much to try to figure out on your own. If you have a community, it's easier.
Yeah.
And all these people that have done it, look at all these beautiful people that have done this.
Yes. And that are still here serving others, you
Yes,
know?
yes. Have the opportunity to then say, because if you think about it, like we've all done like MLMs and stuff like that, there's competition there, and there's no competition here. Everyone's happy to help you. It's not like, oh, well, if I help her, that's going to affect me. It's not like I'm not giving her my secrets. No, everybody will tell you everything they did. If I come up with something great, I'll be more than happy to share it, because it's every we're not trying to get to the top of a pyramid. We're all trying to get to the top of where we want to be, and everybody's dream is different. It's not like, oh, you have to do this and sell this much and blah blah blah. And some people are happy with 10 students, and some people want 400.
Yeah.
So and nobody's saying, oh, well, she has 400, I have 400 students, I'm not telling her how to get it. They're like, this is what I did, take it.
I know. Yeah.
And that's
You are
amazing,
awesome.
because people don't do that.
Right. Thank you so much for being here, and we can't wait to see where your journey takes you to.
Me either. In 6 months, who knows?
Yes, girl. I love it. Speak it into existence, right?
I am. Thank you, Joy.
You're awesome. Thank you, Angie. We'll see you.
Okay.
If you loved today's episode, then you are going to love this. I want to give you a free gift in your hands. This is a copy of my book, Start Your Preschool, and I want to get it to you for free. Yes, I said for free. It is a 300-page book. It'll help you learn the step-by-step process to actually starting your local or your online preschool. Every single step that I walked myself through, as well as the thousands of women who've created their own successful preschools, have gone through the exact steps listed in this book. Not to mention, I also share 20 amazing women's stories, so you can see how not only did it work for me, but it works for amazing women just like you as well. I want to get you this free copy. Just go to freepreschoolbook.com or click the link in the description and we'll get it to you today. Again, just go to freepreschoolbook.com and we'll get it right to you.